Hi, good morning guys, thanks for joining me. Hope everyone's well, hope everybody's having a nice week. What I thought we'd do in today's video is talk a bit about canvas goods. Now recently I've just had a birthday and someone's very kindly brought me a few canvas products. But with Christmas being not too far around the corner, I thought I'd just run through just a few of the items which I've recently had, and also a few of the items which I've been using now for around about the past 2 or 3 months. Things like this Frost River utensil roll, an absolutely awesome bit of kit. So starting off price wise, anything from £5 up to around about £60, so I'm sure there's going to be something for everyone, and like I say, with Christmas not being too far around the corner, it might just be a little bit of interest to you. So what I've got laid out just in front of me here are the items, like I say, which I've recently had. I've got a couple of items which have been made by a company called 3 Trees Products, absolutely awesome products and very reasonably priced. In fact, I've got more than that, probably got around about 4, maybe 5 items. Like I mentioned, I've also brought out the Frost River utensil roll. We're going to run through that in a second. And here I've also brought one of the Raymia's Billy Can bags as well, just to try the different things out, just try the different fabrics to see which one I prefer. And all this stuff is reasonably priced, and as the time goes by, I am liking the canvas a lot more. It is a lot more durable, flame retardant, you know, than things like nylon. And hopefully it's going to last for a long time. So we're just going to start off just with the Frost River pouch. We're just going to pop it just on the log here, just open it out and just show you the kind of things which I've been carrying in it. So for those of you that watch the channel regularly, know that I do like my Frost River products, whether that's the rucksacks, the little pouches and that kind of thing. And this utensil roll is made out of exactly the same kind of canvas as what the rucksacks are made out of. This is a good quality premium 18-ounce canvas. When it comes to opening it, just a very simple cotton tie. Those can be replaced. You could change that out for paracord, a little bit of leather, whatever it may be. And just like everything else on these utensil rolls, very easy to look after, very easy to reproof, clean, and if you needed to, repair. So once opened up, the dimensions are 24 inches tall by 17 inches wide. So it is a nice sized piece of canvas, and the original design or idea for these, hence the name utensil roll, was to keep all your kitchen utensils in it, so all the things like your spatulas, your spoons, your knives and forks and all that kind of stuff. As you can tell at the moment, I'm not really doing that. I've been using this for all the wood carving tools. I've just got a spoon in here just for an example, just to show you this kind of size of the things that you can put in it, but also if you wanted to, you could store your work in this just whilst you were carrying on doing any kind of carving. So the tools at the moment which I'm carrying, just starting off in this little pocket here, I've got a nice full tang knife. And this is the Enzo Necker, the curly birch handles, a nice little knife, very comfortable to use. I tend to use this more for when I'm stripping the bark off, or perhaps if I need to split any wood down, just to save just the edge just on the smaller carving knives. But again, a nice comfortable knife. It can be used for multiple things, but just putting it in with this little carving kit, I do find it really useful. Just in these 2 pockets here, I've got a couple of more carving knives. You've got the 105 and also a 120, absolutely awesome carving knives for the money. And then just here, just a couple of small little spoon knives. That's a left-handed knife, and these are Ben Orfords. And then the main carving knife, which I tend to use the majority of the time, which is the English slide knife, an absolutely awesome knife, very comfortable to use, very easy to maintain and keep sharp, and it is a good quality knife and not too expensive. And then that just brings me on to the last little pocket here, and at the moment I've just got in there just a little Enzo double-sided strap. And it's nice just to put the strap in, it means then I can maintain all the tools whilst out in the field. But from time to time, just in this larger pocket here, you will store something like a sulky pocket boy. That way then you have got a sword at hand for when it comes to harvesting the wood in the first place. And then just on the top of the front panel, you've got these extra couple of eyelets, and the idea for that is so you can actually hang the utensil roll up, whether you're going to hang it from a tree, if it is you're going to do any kind of camp cooking, or you could perhaps hang that up in the workshop. And it just means then that everything's going to be at hand. You can just get the tools, put them in, take them out, wherever it is. You haven't got to keep worrying about unrolling and rolling the tool roll back up. So an awesome piece of kit. I've been carrying this with me quite often, certainly when I've been going out for short sessions, just doing a little bit of carving just down in the woods, and it means then that all the tools are here for carving spoons, spatulas, the little mushrooms that I like to do, you know, pretty much anything really. So in my opinion, a nice little piece of kit. Not dirt cheap, like I say, around about £40–45, depending on where you get it from. In my opinion, worth every penny. So it's fair to say out of all the items, the Frost River utensil roll or the tool roll is the most expensive item, but handmade over in the States. Of good quality materials, and like I say, it should last me a lifetime. So the next company we're going to take a look at, and the things which they produce, is a company called Three Trees Products. And I actually came across these items on eBay, and the person that's making them is just a little one-man band. So it's always nice just to help these smaller companies out and support things which are being made over in the UK. So all this stuff's made down in Worcester. All the canvas is also British, and I've actually got 2 of the billy can holders here and 3 small little pouches. So these are the kind of things which we're going to run through. But out of everything, these are the cheapest. I can't believe the price that they're actually making them for. Things like the little Ditty Pouch here, you can get less for £5, and it also comes with free postage. All the way up to these billy can holders here with pockets, and you're not going to even be paying around about £15 for them. So again, you know, a decent price for a decent item. So we're just going to start off with the small little Ditty Pouch. And even though the cost of the items is relatively inexpensive, the quality is very good. Everything is double stitched and reinforced, and the stitching itself is very neat. And when it comes to buying these, you have a choice of 2 colours. This one here being the copper chestnut. You can also buy them in olive green. The fabric itself is a medium weight canvas, so it is nice and durable. It has been waxed, but with it being medium weight, it just means it's not too heavy. When it comes to buying them, you've got a choice of either a plastic cord lock, or you can either have a wooden toggle. I just opted to go with the plastic cord lock on these. And the word ditty itself, if my memory serves me correctly, is an old naval term, and it's basically just a pouch for storing anything. I know the old sailors used to keep the needles and threads, the pipe and the tobacco and all that kind of stuff in it. And the dimension of this is 10 inches by 6 inches. At the moment I'm just storing just all the items for the top, just the ridge line, bungees, grunt lines and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you can put whatever it is that you want to put in it. So these are going to be perfect for tinder pouches, navigation kits, perhaps your fire kit, that kind of thing. You will also take one of the Pathfinder mugs. I have been using that for just a short while. I've noticed again on eBay that the person making these actually makes pouches for them kind of things as well. So the cost of these is £4.95. Free postage and packing, like I say, in a good quality pouch. It's going to last you for years and years. So one of the other items which I purchased at the same time as that is the fire roll. Now I haven't got a fire kit in it, but I will just show you the items which will actually fit in it from the fire kit. But at the moment I'm just using this just for all the small field sharpening items. It's a good idea, it's a good concept. It's another roll. I might just have to just put the camera back so we can get all this just in shot and show you the kind of things which we're actually using. So as you can see, when the roll's unrolled, it does store quite a few items, and this one here has actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets, all varying in different widths, so that you can store various items in it. And when the roll's unrolled, it's 17 inches by 6 inches, so it is a good size. But when it's all rolled up, ready for storage, you can actually just keep that just in a small pocket of a rucksack, or perhaps a jacket, anything like that. So the main idea for this was to be a fire kit roll. I've actually got the fire kit just in a pouch, so I thought I'd just pull the small items here from the field sharpening kit. So just in this little pocket here, we just got a little field strop and just a bit of green Scotch guard there, just for scrubbing away any kind of rust or varnish, that kind of thing. Just a couple of diamond plates, and also just a small rod. We've got the DC4 and the CC4. The DC4 I tend to use more just on the hatchets, and the CC4 just on the knives. And I've also got there just a little bit of rag, just for doing any kind of oiling, that kind of thing, just to wipe off any kind of excess oil. And also just in the larger pocket there, we've got a little bottle or a little pen of oil, and the eraser just for cleaning off the diamond plate. Okay, so now I've emptied the items out of the fire kit and just placed them in the roll, so you can just see the kind of things which it will accommodate. So just starting off just in the larger pocket here, I've just got a small tin of natural fire starters. These are the kind of things which I carry pretty much throughout the year, and I tend to just make them myself, just out of jute, beeswax, fat wood and that kind of thing. I always carry just a nice lump of fat wood. It's going to get fires lit regardless of the weather. And then in this pocket here, just a small backup ferro rod and a live fire. Those also come in handy for when everything's wet. And then just a small little pouch there with some all-weather matches in, and another ignition source which you can just see there, a little clipper lighter. And then this section here is an all-weather fire starting little section, so things like in a tube, wet fire and magnesium, and that's when everything's saturated I need to get into that section or use them items to get fires lit, you know, when the weather's really bad. So just showing here, these little pouches or these little rolls can be used for multiple things, but like I say, it is called the fire kit roll. And the cost of one of these is £7.95. Again, you know, it's blown me away, the cost of one of these rolls. It's also got free postage and packing. And if you wanted to, if you're going to use it mainly as a fire kit roll, I was perhaps thinking of just swapping this nylon cord out and just swapping that out with some 550 paracord, and perhaps make it long enough if you want to make sure that you've got a string for a bow drill set. It always means then it's attached with the fire kit and it's always there at hand. So again, another useful little roll. Put in it wherever it is that you want to put in it, and again, reasonably priced, well made. And there she is. So the next item we're going to take a look at, and that's the dump pouch, a very useful little item. And when it comes to buying dump pouches, you can buy just a very simple little version like this, or you can buy a very extravagant one with a nice leather belt loop, real heavy duty canvas, that kind of thing. But again, it was the weight which drew me to this, as well as the cost. A nice simple design. And the pouch itself is the same size as the Ditty Pouch. So it's 10 inches by 6 inches, so a nice size if it is you want to use it for gathering your tinders, perhaps putting berries in it, that kind of thing. And some of these can be quite expensive. I was looking at one with a nice leather belt loop. The canvas was a heavy duty canvas. I think it was around about £45, something like that. And at the end of the day, when you're just using these to stuff, you know, dirty stuff in, like I say, bracken, grass, leaves, that kind of thing, you know, I didn't want to spend a fortune. So the belt loop itself is made out of nylon webbing. It is a nice size. It will accommodate a 60mm belt, so you know, anything like the larger width belts which we tend to wear. And again, with these kind of things, not only can you just use it for putting your tinders in and that kind of thing, if it is that you wanted to move away from camp and you perhaps just want to carry perhaps a water bottle, your saw, that kind of thing, it just means you can actually just put it in that. You don't have to carry your haversack or your rucksack. It just means you've got a few tools at hand, like I say, if it is that you're moving away from camp. So again, these are available in a couple of colours. You can get the green or you can get this chestnut brown, all made in Britain. And again, you've got the option of either a plastic cord lock or a wooden little toggle on it. And when it comes to fastening it up, very simple. It's just a case of just rolling it up. You've got the other section there with the nylon webbing, and it's just got a snap on there. Job done on your belt, and away you go. So for £9.49, again, free postage and packing. It's all well made. I'm sure it's going to last for years and years. And again, this mid-weight canvas is a nice durable material, easy to work on and easy to reproof. And that just brings me on to the two billy can bags. So we'll just start off just with the cheaper version here. And these can be brought for all the sizes of the billy can, so the 10, the 12, the 14 and 16 centimetre. Again, another nice handy thing to have. It's just going to keep your bag clean, it's just going to keep all the soot, all the ash and the residue just from the billy can, and just keeps off all the items in the rucksack. And again, if you wanted to just put other items in here, you know, you can do that as well. So the cheap one itself, or the less expensive should I say, this one here I purchased for the 12 centimetre billy can. Again, made out of the same weight canvas. You've also got the choice of the two colours. I've gone with the copper brown. These are also available in that olive green. When it comes to buying these, I went with the plastic cord lock. I just felt it was just a little bit more secure, just for binding around the top, because there's just that little bit of spare room, so if it is I want to put anything else in, I just want to make sure that I don't lose it. And when it comes to buying these, they're going to vary in price just depending on the size. So they start at around about £7.50 going up to £12, and this 12 centimetre one here I actually paid £9.40 with free postage and packing. So again, another good item, very easy to work on if you need to, clean or reproof, you know, again that's going to be very simple, and a nice piece of kit just for keeping the rest of the items in the rucksack nice and clean. So that just brings me now just onto the larger one, which is this green one here. Again, you can have these for all the different sizes, starting from the 10 centimetre going all the way up to the 16. And the main difference with this compared to the other one is the fact that it's got pockets which run around the circumference of the bag. So at the moment I've just got a couple of wooden spoons, just a spork, a hand sanitizer, and just a small little bottle of spare fuel, just for the spirit stove. And this bag itself is called the Caddy Sack. I do like that name. I used to love the film Caddy Sack, so in my opinion it's a good name. So just giving a close up of the two colours, that one there being the olive green and that one there being the copper brown or the copper chestnut, and again made out of exactly the same kind of canvas, but this one being for the 14cm pot as opposed to the 12. Again available in all sizes, and again it's going to go up in price the bigger the bag goes, but for this size here I paid £14 for it with free postage and packing. And if you just take a quick close look just inside the bag there, you can see that there's quite a bit of room. When you do cinch these bags up, there's a bit of room at the top so you can store items in there. Plus also storing items just in the billy can itself means you're going to be able to hold quite a bit of stuff in one of these bags. So the stitching again is very well done. It's all double stitched and reinforced. All the stitch lines are very neat. I do like that Union Jack flag there just on the outside, just to be proud to be British. And again, when you buy these, you've got the option with the plastic cord lock or also the wooden toggle, and again in my opinion a nice handy thing to have, and for the cost it's just going to keep everything clean and keep everything contained together. And that just brings me on to the last of the canvas items, plus also the billy can bags, and this one here I purchased from the Ray Mears store. Obviously Ray's not sewing these have been made by a lady called Becky Brewer. Again 100% cotton canvas. I do like there his little logo, that seems very nice, and again very well made as expected. According to the website, the bag itself has been dressed with a water repellency and a dirt proof coating, but these ones you can only get just in the brown colour, but again you can get all the sizes, so the 10, the 12, the 14 and the 16cm, and obviously the increments of the size of the pot is going to dictate the price of the bag. And this size here, this one being for the 14cm, I paid £18 plus postage and packing, so a little bit more expensive than the Three Trees ones, but again obviously with it being made means you're going to have to pay just that little bit of extra money. So how it's tied up is a little bit different. You've got this single piece of paracord. It's quite clever how it's actually been sewn into the bag, and when it comes to putting the pot in you just bind it around and just fasten it around the top. Just like so, and that makes a nice secure fitting just around the top there. There's plenty of room just to wrap that cord around. So at the end of the day, I don't know which one I prefer. I think I like the simplicity of the Three Trees, just to be able just to pull that cord and just fasten everything off, but again another good quality well made bag which is going to keep all the items in the rucksack nice and clean. So just before we finish off the video, I'm sure one or two of you out there might want to know how it is that I look after the canvas, and it's very simple really. When it comes to cleaning the canvas, I just use a wet rag just to clean off any thick dirt or perhaps residue, muck, anything like that. If it is that you're going to start using soapy water, you will start stripping some of the wax out of the fabric, so that means then that you will have to redress it. So when it comes to redressing or proofing the fabric, it's very simple. There's a lot of stuff out there on the market. But I tend to use this. This is this Martexing original wax, and this is something that Frost River always recommend for their rucksacks and all their other sorts of equipment. This is something now that I've been using for the past 12 months. It's a very clean wax, it's very simple to use, and all I like to do, I just get it on a rag and just rub it just straight onto the fabric, just making sure that the fabric's clean just prior to that. Then just using just the heat from a hairdryer or putting it next to the fire. That helps then the wax to soak into the fabric, and after an hour or two it's tend to be dry and it's pretty much good to go. So that there Martexing, around about £5 or £6 for a can. It does last for a long time and it is good stuff. So there we have it guys, just a quick look at some of the new canvas items which I purchased, plus also a couple which I was given for my birthday. And again, with Christmas being not too far around the corner, I just thought it might be a bit of interest for people just to put a few things on the list, or perhaps you're just looking for canvas things in general. So just taking a look at the weather, it looks like it's going to start chucking down with rain. I just want to get this fire lit, and also whilst the carving kit's here, I'm just going to do a little bit of carving. So like always, it just leaves me to say thanks a lot for stopping by and watching the video. Like always, until next time, You take care, and I'll see you again.